Technomancer for 0 Point Fuel. I know it's been a while since I posted, guys. I've been pretty busy with this. This is a wheel off of the old cart motor, rest in pieces. It is going to become something I'm calling the scrapper's motor. And the reason I'm doing this is a lot of people can't afford these materials. This is a minimal approach to building a successful sequential pulse motor. I'm going to cover this whole thing as well as the box motor for those people who want to build but just can't afford to spend $100 on copper and $150 on magnets. So be looking for this. I'll be posting this on YouTube as well. And what I had to do on the box motor, as you can see, this is kind of big to get in the frame, but that right there is the new large box motor. Now the only problem I'm having is with the plywood. I've taken the wheel apart 3 times now and I just cannot get it to run true. So what I had to do is I had to order some 1-inch MDF, and it'll be here toward the end of the month, and that'll solve that problem. Coils are done for that. I'm just waiting on the MDF, so it shouldn't take too long to get it completely put together the way we need it to be. So the other thing is, on the scrapper's motor, I developed a better way to lay this out. Now this wheel is going to have only 10 magnets on it, and the reason I did that is because the spacing, as you can see here, that's closer to what the spacing is on the large wheel. And I did that for a couple reasons. By putting only 10 magnets, it reduces the cost. It's similar to that. I can use a slower chip, like the one you might find in a monitor, as a trigger chip. And what I'm doing is I'm designing a coil specifically for this that uses copper out of a microwave oven or copper out of an old monitor to build your coil sets. Each coil only has one 250 volt chip on it. It's going to be a little different than the box motor. Box motor has large capacitors on it. We found in the forum that they're a little hard to find. They're a little pricey. So what I'm going to do on this design is I'm going to tune the circuit. If any of you know, a capacitor, a coil, is called a tank circuit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the tank circuit so each coil will have its own input and output capacitors. That means the capacitors can be smaller, they can be cheap, you can pull them out of old electronic components, I'm hoping, and that will make the process a lot simpler because each one will be tuned for its own capacitance. So instead of putting the nails like we did in the other versions and made this line, I made a tool. So you print the magnet number from the magnetic alignment guide that you want, then you put this device up against it, and that's going to let you draw a perfectly straight line from the center of this axis, and it made things so much simpler. Now between using the jigsaw to cut these wheels out and this speeds the whole process up quite a bit. I've recently been working on a new style of generator. It's a dual plate axial generator, similar to a wind generator, but it uses coil shorting to pump up capacitors. There are some changes. It uses saw blades that cuts the cost down to allow you to use materials you can find locally. An old dull saw blade will work instead of paying to have a custom plate made. Look for some of this new material, and this is Technomancer for 0 Point Fuel signing out.